The pedal assist on my e-bike jolts me. Why? Stick around to find out. Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today we're gonna answer the question, why does the pedal assist jolt me? But before I get into it, hit that subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630, be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways we do, and of course, new product releases. All right, before I get into it, this is a 630 simple step-through e-bike. This is easy mounting and dismounting with a real low step-through, 500-watt motor. This is an awesome e-bike. Find it linked in the description below to our website, 630.com. All right, e-bikes all feature a pedal assist option. Some have a throttle option. And I've witnessed a lot of first-time e-bike riders get on and start riding an e-bike for the first time. And when the pedal assist comes on, it can feel jostling to new riders because they're not quite sure what to expect. Now, it's nothing to be scared of, and actually if you just continue to steer the bike like you normally would, you're not gonna go off balance. It's just gonna give you a little extra push. Now, I've talked to or seen or heard from a lot of riders where they feel like the pedal assist jolts them a little bit. Meaning, why does it go from zero to kicking you into power? Well, there's two types of sensors for e-bikes that sense your pedaling to tell the motor to turn on and give you assistance. There's something called a cadence sensor and a torque sensor. A cadence sensor is gonna work in the way when you pedal, the cadence sensor is going to pick up that you're pedaling and it's going to turn the motor on. So basically, if you have it in level 1 and it senses that you're pedaling, it's going to kick the motor on to level 1. If you have it in level 5, it's going to kick it on to level 5. Now, there are certain settings, I will say, where you can adjust in your display how gradually the motor kicks in. But typically, when you have a cadence sensor, it's going to go from basically 0 to on. Now, there is another type of sensor called a torque sensor, and that's going to be a little more gradual because it's going to base your torque on how much output the motor is going to give you. Now, the majority of e-bikes out there right now, I would say, are cadence sensors because cadence sensors are going to be more affordable than a torque sensor e-bike. Majority of cadence sensor e-bikes are going to be $2,000 and below. Torque sensor e-bikes are going to be more like $2,000 and above. Now, it doesn't mean that torque sensor e-bikes under $2,000 don't exist, but majority of torque sensor e-bikes will be over $2,000. So that's the reality of why most e-bikes, when you pedal them, it's going to give you a push. Now, this is also a cadence sensor as well, but that's what I was also saying is that in the display setting of your e-bike, you can actually turn off or you can adjust, and this is check the manual of your manufacturer or reach out to the manufacturer, or if you're interested in a 630, you can talk to us as well. There are ways to set the display in how the cadence sensor reacts to the settings. 9 times out of 10 though, the way it's gonna come from the factory, it's just gonna be a very simple on and off. We've done it before with other displays and other e-bikes as well, where we can mitigate how gradually that assistance kicks in. So when it turns on, it's not just a thrust. So if you do have an e-bike and you're experiencing that, check with your manufacturer if it's a cadence sensor, because a lot of times there are ways to adjust that in the display. It may depend on the type of display you have or the type of motor you have. But cadence sensor e-bikes can be adjusted a lot of times with the display. Now the torque sensor, like I said, it's going to be a more gradual feeling, but there's still going to be a point where you go from no motor to motor, and you're gonna feel that assistance kick in. My recommendations is just keep your pedal assist in the lowest level to mitigate how much power output is coming. And I think also over time, as you get used to it, it won't feel as jostling as it did the first time. So if you're riding for the first time and you feel like the assistance is jostling you or it feels like too much power, my suggestion is give it a little time. Get used to it, start riding. Maybe by the 8th, 9th, 10th time that you're out there, you'll start to realize, oh, it's not that bad. And also as you start to prep your body and your riding position for when the assistance kicks in, it's not going to feel as much. The other thing I will say, and I've just mentioned in another video, is why I personally like to only turn on the pedal assist once I'm up and riding and have some speed going with me. Now, if you're riding slow and you kick, the pedal assist is on and you start to pedal, it's going to move you pretty quickly because the motor assistance is going to be more powerful than in the speed that you're already moving. Now, if you're already pedaling and you're going 8 miles an hour and you turn the pedal assistance on to level 1, at that point, it's not going to be this immediate jolt or thrust because you're already moving at 8 miles an hour. It's going to be a more gradual feeling. And quite honestly, you may not even feel the assistance if you just are at like 8 and you put it into 1. It's just going to be a nice relief, so to speak. You're going to feel a little bit of assistance. It's going to feel good. So the slower you're moving, the more you're gonna feel the jostling of that assistance because the assistance is gonna be more powerful than the output you are giving the pedals. I hope that makes sense. So basically, if you're traveling slow, the assistance is gonna push you harder than you've been powering the bike under your own power. Now, once you get the bike up to speed and you kick the motor in, you can find that point of like, okay, I know at 8 miles an hour, if I put it on level 2, it'll be gradual. Now, if you're going 8 miles an hour and you started on level 5, you may still feel that little push. So I always recommend get used to that assistance, get comfortable with it. And I also say with the pedal assistance, be careful using it in tight, small spaces because that's when it's gonna be the most jerky and the most jostling. So when you're coming in for a stop, turn the motor off so the assistance is off so you don't have to be jostled by that at all. And as you're starting rides, just get comfortable with that initial push from the pedal assist to make sure that you like it and it's safe. And as you're learning to ride, maybe just start without the assistance level, and as you get up to speed, turn the assistance level on. All right, so I hope that answers the question about why your e-bike pedal assist is jostling you. If you have any other questions at all, please put them below or reach out to us, the team at 630.com, or call us 310-982-2877. And if you like this e-bike right here, again, it's linked in the description below. You can check it out on our website, 630.com. And if you're in the market for a pedal assist e-bike and you don't know what you're looking for, take the proprietary body fit quiz on our website. Answer a few questions about your body and your life, and we'll recommend the perfect e-bike for you. And we have a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love it in the first 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And in addition to that, we're gonna warranty everything on the e-bike for 1 year. If anything goes wrong in the first year, we'll make sure you have the parts and the labor to keep you up and riding. Lastly, we have a Facebook pedalers group and an app with thousands of riders in there. Ask them questions before you get up and riding, see how they like their e-bike, see what works best for them. Then once you have your e-bike, post in the group, make friends, and of course, track your rides on the app. It's tons of fun. So thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.